What if the person you think you are is just a story you tell yourself? Imagine peering into a quiet pool, expecting to see your own clear reflection, but instead, the ripples show you something else entirely. A fleeting image, a mask, a character you've played for so long you've forgotten it's not truly you. This isn't just a fun idea, it's a deep whisper from the hidden corners of our minds, suggesting that what we call personality might be more like a beautiful, intricate illusion. We often try to pin ourselves down, to fit neatly into boxes, believing these labels tell us who we truly are. But what if this act of labeling, of defining ourselves so strictly, actually keeps us from seeing the vast, swirling ocean of who we could be? Tonight, we journey beyond the surface, beyond the easy answers, into a space where the self is not a fixed thing, but a flowing river, always moving, always changing. We'll explore the idea that the you present to the world, and even the you believe yourself to be, might just be one chapter in a much grander, more mysterious book. Let's begin to peel back the layers and discover what lies beneath the surface of our perceived selves. To navigate this mysterious landscape of the self, we need a guide. Someone who dared to venture beyond the well-lit paths of everyday thought and into the deep, shadowy forests of the human psyche. Our guide for this journey is Carl Jung, a brilliant mind who saw more than just what was on the surface. He wasn't content with simple explanations. He sought the ancient roots of our being, the universal patterns that shape us all. Jung was like an archaeologist of the soul, digging deep to uncover the hidden treasures and forgotten wisdom within us. He believed that beneath our everyday thoughts and feelings, there's a vast, shared ocean of human experience. He taught us that to truly know ourselves, we must look beyond the easy labels and explore the rich, complex tapestry of our inner world. His ideas help us understand not just our personal stories, but also the bigger, timeless tales that echo through all humanity. He showed us that understanding our deeper self is not just about understanding me, but about understanding us. With Jung as our companion, we can begin to unlock the secrets of the hidden mind and discover the profound depths of who we truly are. Before we dive deeper with Jung, let's acknowledge a very popular tool many of us have used to try and understand ourselves: the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, or MBTI. You've probably heard of it, or perhaps even taken the test. It's like a friendly map that helps people sort themselves into different personality types, giving them a 4-letter code like INTJ or ESFP. It suggests that we have certain preferences, like whether we get our energy from being around people, extroverted, or from being alone, introverted. It also looks at how we take in information, how we make decisions, and how we like to live our lives. For many, discovering their Myers-Briggs type feels like a light bulb moment. It offers a sense of recognition, a comforting label that says, this is who I am. It can be a fun way to talk about ourselves and others, to understand why some people act one way and others act differently. It gives us a framework, a simple language to describe our traits. This system is based on some of Jung's initial ideas about how people perceive the world and make choices. It tries to categorize the many ways we interact with life, offering a snapshot of our typical patterns. While the MBTI can be a fun and useful starting point, like a colorful map for beginners, it only sketches the outline of a vast, uncharted continent. It gives us a sense of order, a comforting box to place ourselves in, but Jung's wisdom invites us to realize that personality is far more than just a set of preferences. It's here that the illusion truly begins to unfold. The danger isn't in using such tools, but in believing they reveal the whole truth, and mistaking the map for the territory itself. Jung would say that while these categories might describe how we tend to act, they don't fully explain who we are at our deepest core. They are like looking at the surface of a river and labeling its currents, without understanding the hidden springs that feed it, the rocks that shape its flow, or the ancient riverbed beneath. His ideas plunge into those hidden depths, revealing that our inner world is not a static collection of traits, but a dynamic, living system, full of paradoxes and unseen forces. He shows us that our true self is far too rich and complex to be captured by any four-letter code, hinting at a much grander, more fluid reality. One of the first deep insights Jung offered into this illusion of personality is the concept of the persona. Think of it as a mask, not a fake one in the sense of being dishonest, but a necessary one. Imagine an actor stepping onto a stage. They don't just walk out as themselves, they put on a costume, speak with a certain voice, and embody a character. This character is their persona for that play. In life, we all have our personas. It's the face we show the world, the part of ourselves we present to others, tailored for different situations. At work, you might wear the mask of a diligent professional. With your family, perhaps it's the loving parent or the carefree sibling. With strangers, you might present a polite and reserved version of yourself. These personas help us fit in, get along, and fulfill our roles in society. They are built from the expectations of the world around us and the ways we want to be seen. The persona isn't inherently bad, it's how we navigate the social landscape. But it's crucial to remember that it's just one part of the whole, a role we play, not the entirety of the actor beneath. While the persona is a vital tool for living in the world, allowing us to connect and function, it's crucial to understand that it is not our entire being. It's the carefully crafted facade, the public relations officer of our soul. Imagine a grand house with many rooms. The persona is like the front door and the welcoming parlor, what guests see and experience first. It's polite, presentable, and designed for interaction. But within that house are countless other rooms, quiet studies, bustling kitchens, hidden attics, and deep cellars, all unseen by the casual visitor. If we mistake our persona for our whole self, we risk living a life that feels incomplete, as if we are always performing. We might become trapped in the role, losing touch with the spontaneous, authentic self that lies beneath. The deepest truth of who we are resides far beyond this outer layer. It's a place of raw emotions, hidden talents, quiet longings, and sometimes uncomfortable truths. The persona is a necessary garment we wear, but it's not the living, breathing body underneath. Recognizing this distinction is the first step toward understanding the illusion of personality and embarking on a deeper journey into self-discovery. Beyond the persona, that polished front we show the world, lies another profound part of ourselves, one that Jung called the shadow. If the persona is the light we project, the shadow is everything we deem too dark, too ugly, or too unacceptable to show. It's the hidden, unaccepted parts of ourselves that we push away, sometimes so deeply that we forget they even exist. Think of it as the forgotten contents of a dusty attic, or the things we sweep under the rug, hoping they'll disappear. These aren't necessarily evil things, but often simply aspects that society, our families, or even our own ideals have taught us to suppress. Perhaps it's a surge of anger we quickly hide behind a smile, or a wave of deep sadness we push down because we feel we must always be strong. Maybe it's a creative urge we dismiss as silly, or a selfish desire we judge as wrong. The shadow holds all those impulses, emotions, and traits that don't fit our preferred image of ourselves. It's not just the bad, but also the unexpressed, the unlived potential, waiting in the darkness. It's a powerful force, often operating just beneath our awareness, influencing our moods and reactions in ways we don't always understand. So, we have the persona, our public face, and the shadow, our hidden depths. Both are powerful forces, shaping how we move through the world and how we feel inside. They are undeniable parts of our overall personality, like the light and dark sides of a moon. Yet, and this is where Jung's insight becomes truly profound, either of them, alone or even together, represents the real us. Think of a play again. The persona is the character on stage, delivering lines, interacting with others. The shadow might be the actor's hidden anxieties, their personal struggles, or even their untapped brilliance that the audience never sees. Both are part of the experience of the play, but neither is the actual living, breathing actor who goes home at the end of the night. Our personas and shadows are like complex garments we wear, or roles we inhabit. They are expressions of who we are, influenced by our experiences and our environment, but they are not the essence, the core, the unchanging spirit that observes and directs it all. Recognizing this distinction is key to moving beyond the illusion of personality, to understand that our true self is something far more expansive, enduring, and ultimately, more mysterious than any of these parts. If the persona and shadow are the individual layers of our personal story, then beneath them lies an even vaster, more ancient realm, the collective unconscious. Imagine not just your own personal memories and experiences, but a deep, shared reservoir of human wisdom, images, and patterns that every single person carries within them, passed down through generations. It's like an inherited memory of humanity itself, a psychic inheritance from our ancestors. This collective unconscious is not something we learn, but something we are born with. It's why people from entirely different cultures, who have never met, can tell similar stories or recognize similar symbols. Think of the universal hero's journey, found in myths across the globe, or the recurring images of a wise old person, a nurturing mother, or a trickster figure. These aren't just invented tales. They tap into this shared pool of fundamental human experiences and understandings. Jung believed this deep, shared layer of the mind profoundly influences our thoughts, dreams, and behaviors, often without us even realizing it. It's a testament to our profound interconnectedness, a silent, unseen language that speaks to us all. Within this vast ocean of the collective unconscious, Jung identified what he called archetypes. Think of archetypes as universal patterns or blueprints for human experience and behavior. They are not specific images, but rather tendencies to form certain kinds of images or ideas. They are like the fundamental shapes that all stories are built from, the core roles that appear in every human drama, no matter the culture or time. Imagine them as ancient molds in the mind, ready to be filled by our personal experiences. For example, there's the archetype of the hero, who faces challenges and overcomes them for a greater good. We see this pattern in Hercules, Luke Skywalker, or even in our everyday acts of courage. Then there's the wise old person, the Gandalf, the Dumbledore, or simply the elder in our lives who offers guidance. The mother figure, too, is an archetype, representing nurturing, creation, and security. Even the trickster, who breaks rules and challenges norms, is a universal pattern. These archetypes are not just characters in stories. They are living forces within our own psyche, influencing our perceptions, dreams, and the roles we unconsciously play. They are the deep, structural elements of the human soul. These archetypes, these fundamental patterns of the human soul, are the very threads from which myths and fairy tales are woven. Think of the ancient stories passed down through generations, tales of dragons and princesses, quests and magical forests, heroes and villains. They aren't just children's stories. They are echoes of our deepest shared experiences, expressed in symbolic language. Why does the story of a hero facing a monster resonate with us, whether it's an ancient Greek myth or a modern blockbuster? Because it taps into the hero archetype within us all, the part that seeks to overcome challenges, to stand up for what's right, to transform. Why do we feel a sense of comfort or warning from the image of a wise old hermit in a tale? Because it connects to the wise old person archetype, representing inner wisdom and guidance. These stories are not just entertainment. They are living blueprints from the collective unconscious, reflecting the fundamental joys, sorrows, fears, and triumphs that bind all humanity. They show us that our individual struggles are part of a much larger, timeless human drama, offering guidance and meaning that transcends personal experience. In these ancient narratives, we find reflections of our own souls. These archetypes, these deep, timeless patterns within the collective unconscious, don't just exist in old stories. They actively influence our daily lives in profound ways. They shape our thoughts, guiding our perceptions and interpretations of the world around us, often without our conscious awareness. For instance, when we encounter someone who seems to embody wisdom, we might unconsciously project the wise old person archetype onto them, influencing how we interact. Perhaps most vividly, archetypes speak to us through our dreams. Our dreams are not just random jumbles of daily events, they are often symbolic messages from our deeper self, expressed in the language of archetypal imagery. A dream of a dangerous journey might be the hero archetype calling us to face a personal challenge. A dream of a nurturing garden could be the mother archetype speaking to our need for care or creativity. These universal patterns also profoundly impact how we see the world and our relationships. They shape our expectations of others, our roles within our families and communities, and even the kinds of partners we seek. They are the unseen currents beneath the surface, gently, or sometimes powerfully, steering the ship of our lives, showing us that our individual experiences are always connected to something much larger and more ancient. Understanding these deeper patterns, these powerful archetypes, helps us to gracefully move beyond the confines of simple personality types. It's not about dismissing tools like the MBTI entirely, but recognizing their limits. While a four-letter code might give us a quick snapshot, it can never capture the dynamic, flowing river of our true nature, especially when that river is fed by ancient springs of universal human experience. When we grasp the influence of archetypes, we begin to see ourselves not just as isolated individuals with a specific set of traits, but as participants in a much grander, timeless human drama. Our personal struggles and triumphs connect to the struggles and triumphs of all humanity. This perspective offers a profound sense of connection and meaning. It's about seeing the bigger picture of human experience, the universal themes of love, loss, courage, wisdom, and transformation that echo through every soul. This deeper understanding moves us away from rigid labels and towards a more fluid, empathetic, and expansive view of ourselves and others, recognizing the shared, mystical roots of our being. It truly transforms the illusion of personality into a window to the soul of humanity. This journey beyond simple labels and into the deeper patterns of the soul culminates in what Jung called individuation. It's a beautiful, lifelong process, not a destination, but a continuous unfolding. Individuation is Jung's most profound answer to the question of who we truly are. It's the process of becoming your whole, unique self, a self that is both connected to the universal and deeply personal. Imagine yourself as a seed with the potential to grow into a magnificent tree. Individuation is that process of growing, branching out, and rooting deeply, fulfilling all the unique possibilities within that seed. It's a journey of self-discovery, where you gather all the different parts of yourself, the conscious and unconscious, the light and the shadow, the personal and the archetypal, and bring them into a harmonious whole. This isn't about becoming perfect or fitting into someone else's idea of who you should be. Instead, it's about discovering and living out the unique pattern of your own being, embracing all your complexities and contradictions. It's a path towards psychological wholeness, where you become truly authentic, a living expression of your deepest self, guided by the inner wisdom that lies beneath the surface of everyday life. Individuation, this grand journey of becoming whole, isn't about discarding parts of ourselves. Instead, it's about a profound act of integration. Imagine weaving a magnificent tapestry. Each thread, no matter its color or texture, is essential to the overall design. In the same way, individuation means consciously acknowledging and bringing together all the various threads of our being. This includes the persona, that capable and charming face we show the world. Instead of letting it dominate us, we learn to use it skillfully, knowing it's a tool, not our master. It also means bravely confronting and embracing the shadow, those hidden, often uncomfortable parts we've pushed away. By bringing the shadow into the light of awareness, we reclaim its energy, transforming potential weaknesses into sources of strength and creativity. And finally, it involves connecting with the archetypes, recognizing how these universal patterns play out in our personal lives, enriching our understanding and giving our experiences deeper meaning. It's about seeing how our personal story is also a part of humanity's grand, unfolding narrative. This integration doesn't erase our individuality, it makes it richer, more authentic, and more fully human. It's the sacred art of becoming truly ourselves. This journey of individuation, of weaving together all the threads of our being, is a radical departure from the idea of fitting ourselves into a predetermined box. Unlike a personality test that assigns a type, individuation is not about finding a label that perfectly describes you. Instead, it's about shedding labels, breaking free from expectations, and courageously embracing your truly unique path. Imagine a gardener trying to force a wild rose into the shape of a perfectly manicured hedge. The rose will never thrive, never fully express its natural beauty. Similarly, when we try to conform to an external idea of who we should be, or even a self-imposed type, we stifle our authentic growth. Individuation is about recognizing that your soul has its own unique blueprint, its own rhythm, its own song. It's about listening to that inner wisdom, trusting your instincts, and daring to follow the winding, often unpredictable, road that is uniquely yours. This path may not be easy, and it may not always be understood by others, but it is the path to becoming fully alive, fully expressed, and truly free from the illusion of a fixed personality. It is the courageous act of becoming yourself, in all your glorious, singular complexity. As we journey deeper into ourselves through Jung's insights, a wonderful thing happens. Our perception of others also begins to transform. We start to see people not just through the lens of their surface personality, their everyday persona, or even a simple type, but with a profound, compassionate understanding of the complex inner world they carry. Imagine looking at a person and seeing not just their outward actions or stated beliefs, but also catching glimpses of their hidden shadow, their struggles, their unexpressed potential. You begin to sense the archetypal patterns playing out in their lives, the hero in their quiet courage, the trickster in their rebellious streak, the wounded child in their moments of vulnerability. This isn't about psychoanalyzing everyone, but about developing a deeper empathy, a recognition that everyone is engaged in their own unique journey of individuation, whether they know it or not. We become less quick to judge, more patient, and more curious about the unseen depths within each soul. This shift in perspective can dissolve misunderstandings, build stronger bridges between people, and foster a more profound sense of shared humanity. We learn to look beyond the illusion of a fixed personality and appreciate the rich, multifaceted mystery that every person truly is. This newfound ability to see beyond the surface of personality doesn't just make us more understanding, it profoundly improves our relationships. When we recognize the complex interplay of persona, shadow, and archetypes in ourselves, we can better understand and accept these same dynamics in others. The rigid walls of judgment begin to soften. Instead of being annoyed by a friend's consistent tardiness, we might glimpse their inner trickster archetype at play, valuing their spontaneity even as we gently encourage punctuality. When a loved one withdraws, instead of feeling rejected, we might sense their need for introverted reflection, a different manifestation of the hero's solitary journey. This deeper lens allows us to see the shared humanity in everyone, even those we find challenging. We realize that beneath the masks and the hidden parts, we are all navigating similar archetypal patterns, striving for wholeness, and carrying universal experiences of joy, pain, and longing. This recognition fosters a deeper connection, a more profound empathy, and a greater capacity for love, transforming our interactions from superficial exchanges into meaningful encounters between evolving souls. It's about truly seeing the light and shadow in each other, and loving both. This journey inward, this path of individuation, is not a simple stroll on a paved road. It is more akin to exploring a vast, hidden forest, ancient and whispering, where sunlight dapples through dense canopies and unseen creatures rustle in the undergrowth. You might stumble upon forgotten ruins, or discover sparkling springs of clear water. Each step reveals something new, sometimes challenging, sometimes breathtakingly beautiful. Or perhaps, imagine diving into a deep, uncharted ocean. The surface may be familiar, but as you descend, new worlds unfold. Strange and luminous creatures drift by, currents pull in unexpected directions, and ancient wrecks hint at stories long past. The deeper you go, the more the light changes, the more profound the silence becomes, and the more you realize the immense, living mystery that exists beneath. This inward journey demands courage and curiosity. It asks us to confront the shadows, to embrace the unknown, and to allow ourselves to be transformed by the depths we discover. It is a sacred adventure into the very heart of what it means to be human, a quest to unearth the authentic self that lies beneath all illusions. As we continue this journey into the depths, one truth becomes crystal clear: true personality is not a fixed monument, carved in stone and unchanging. It is not a label you receive and carry for life, like a permanent tattoo. Instead, it is a dynamic, unfolding process, a living stream that flows and shifts, constantly adapting, growing, and revealing new facets of itself. Think of the seasons. A tree is always a tree, but it looks vastly different in the vibrant green of summer, the fiery hues of autumn, the stark beauty of winter, or the gentle awakening of spring. Each phase is authentic, a true expression of its nature at that moment. Our true self is much the same. It is not about being one thing forever, but about embracing the continuous evolution of who we are. Life brings new experiences, new challenges, and new wisdom, all of which shape and refine our inner landscape. The illusion is in believing we can be neatly defined and then remain that way. The reality, as Jung showed us, is a breathtaking dance of becoming, a lifelong unfolding of our unique potential, always moving towards greater wholeness and authenticity. This dynamism is not a flaw, it is the very essence of being alive. In this dynamic process of becoming, our deepest self often communicates with us in a language beyond words, a language of images and feelings. This is where dreams become incredibly potent. Jung believed that dreams are not random noise, but profound messages from our unconscious mind, guiding us on our path of individuation. They are like letters from our inner wisdom, written in a symbolic script that speaks directly to the soul. Think of a dream where you are lost in a vast forest. This might symbolize a feeling of being uncertain about your life's direction, a call to explore the unknown parts of yourself. Or perhaps you dream of a wise animal speaking to you. This could be an archetypal guide, offering insight or strength from your collective unconscious. Dreams often present us with symbols that bypass our conscious defenses, revealing hidden truths about our persona, our shadow, or the archetypal patterns at play in our lives. They don't always give clear answers, but they offer clues, hints, and emotional experiences that, when reflected upon, can illuminate our path forward and help us integrate the fragmented parts of ourselves. They are the nightly theater where the grand drama of our soul unfolds. Knowing that dreams are these profound messages from our inner wisdom, how then do we listen? I encourage you to begin paying attention to your dreams. Keep a dream journal by your bedside. Even if you only remember a fragment, a feeling, or a single image, write it down. You don't need to understand it right away. The act of recording itself is a way of honoring this ancient language. Don't dismiss a dream as just silly or meaningless. Every image, every emotion, every strange encounter in the dream world holds potential meaning for your waking life. Reflect on the symbols that appear. What does a house, a tree, an animal, or a particular person mean to you? How did the dream make you feel? There are no universal dream dictionaries that apply perfectly to everyone, because your unconscious speaks your unique symbolic language. But by consistently engaging with your dreams, you begin to build a bridge to your unconscious mind. You'll start to recognize recurring themes, personal symbols, and the subtle guidance that helps you navigate your path of individuation. It's a powerful, personal practice that opens a direct line to the depths of your authentic self. While dreams offer a direct line to the unconscious, they are not the only pathway. Our deeper self, and the archetypal patterns that reside within, also speak to us through the universal languages of art, music, and nature. These experiences can bypass our logical minds and touch the soul directly, offering profound insights and a sense of connection. Consider a piece of music that moves you to tears or fills you with unexplainable joy. This isn't just a collection of notes. It's tapping into an archetypal emotion, a universal human experience. Or think of standing before a majestic mountain range or a vast, churning ocean. The sense of awe and insignificance, yet profound belonging, that washes over you is a connection to something ancient and larger than yourself, a primal archetype of the wild or the sacred. Engaging with art, whether creating it or simply observing it, can also be a powerful dialogue with your inner world. A painting, a poem, or a sculpture might hold a mirror to your shadow, or awaken a forgotten aspect of your persona, or even echo a universal story from the collective unconscious. These creative and natural expressions are sacred spaces where the soul can speak and be heard, offering diverse routes to understanding the profound depths within. This exploration of dreams, art, and nature beautifully highlights the core difference between a fixed MBTI type and Jung's expansive vision. The MBTI, while offering a helpful snapshot, presents personality as something largely defined and unchanging. It suggests you are an INTJ or an ESFP, implying a static identity. Jung, however, paints a picture of the self as a living, breathing entity, constantly growing and changing, much like a river carving new paths through the landscape. His view is that we are not meant to remain confined to a singular type or set of preferences throughout our lives. Instead, we are called to evolve, to integrate our less developed functions, to confront our shadow, and to consciously engage with the archetypal forces that emerge at different life stages. The shy introvert might find themselves called to speak up and lead, developing their extroverted side. The logical thinker might find a deep well of emotion opening up within them later in life. This isn't a contradiction, it's the dynamic process of individuation in action. Jung's psychology liberates us from the expectation of remaining true to type, and instead invites us into a lifelong adventure of becoming more fully, authentically, and dynamically ourselves. It's an invitation to embrace all the possibilities that lie within. Ultimately, Jung's profound body of work isn't about giving us more labels to neatly categorize ourselves or others. Quite the opposite. It's about liberation. It's about freeing ourselves from the illusion of a fixed personality, from the boxes that society, or even we ourselves, construct. His insights are a powerful invitation to a lifelong journey of radical self-discovery. Imagine shedding heavy cloaks that you've worn for years, cloaks of expectation, of societal roles, of self-imposed limitations. Jung offers us the tools to take off these garments and discover the vibrant, authentic being underneath. This liberation comes from understanding the persona and knowing it's not the whole story. It comes from bravely facing the shadow and reclaiming its hidden power. It comes from connecting to the deep, universal wisdom of the archetypes and realizing our place in the grand tapestry of humanity. It is a process of becoming more conscious, more integrated, and ultimately, more free to express the unique, unfolding masterpiece that is you. This isn't about finding an answer, it's about asking deeper questions and living the rich, complex answers that emerge from within. As we embrace Jung's profound vision, we begin to truly appreciate the exquisite beauty of human complexity. It's a marvel to realize that each of us is not a simple, two-dimensional drawing, but a vast, multidimensional universe. Our inner worlds are rich tapestries, woven with threads of personal history, collective wisdom, radiant light, and shadowy depths. This complexity is not something to be feared or simplified, it is something to be celebrated. It's what makes us unique, resilient, and capable of such deep experience. Imagine a symphony, not just a single note, but a rich orchestration of countless instruments playing in harmony, and sometimes in beautiful dissonance. That is the human soul. The more we understand the intricate dance of our persona, the power of our shadow, and the timeless wisdom of the archetypes, the more we stand in awe of the sheer richness that resides within us. This journey reveals that there is always more to discover, more to integrate, and more to become. It fosters a deep reverence for the individual spirit and for the collective human spirit, recognizing that each inner world is a sacred space, full of untold stories and endless potential. With this expanded view of who we are, not fixed types, but dynamic beings with rich inner worlds, comes a profound invitation to cultivate a sense of wonder and curiosity about your own inner landscape. Imagine yourself as a cartographer of your soul, drawing maps of unexplored territories within. What hidden valleys might you discover? What ancient trees stand in your psyche's forest? What mysterious currents flow in your inner ocean? This isn't about finding answers to a test, but about embracing the joy of exploration. Allow yourself to be fascinated by your dreams, intrigued by your emotional reactions, and curious about the patterns that repeat in your life. Ask yourself, what is this trying to tell me? Or, what part of me is seeking expression? This active curiosity is the fuel for individuation. It helps you see every experience, every feeling, and every encounter as a potential clue, a piece of the puzzle of your unique self. To approach your inner world with wonder is to treat it as a sacred realm, deserving of exploration and respect. It's to live a life not just observed, but deeply experienced and consciously unfolded. Let the mystery of you be your greatest adventure. As we embark on this sacred adventure into our inner landscape, a profound transformation begins to unfold. There is a moment when the disparate parts of ourselves, the public face, the hidden shadow, the echoes of ancient archetypes, begin to coalesce, to weave together into a harmonious whole. It is a feeling of coming home, of settling into the deepest, most authentic core of your being. Imagine the gentle calm after a long journey, or the silent, bright dawn after a stormy night. This is the peace that comes from truly connecting with your true self. It's a quiet strength, a groundedness that no external label or fleeting opinion can shake. There's a sense of wholeness, not of being perfect, but of being complete, embracing all your glorious contradictions, your light and your shadow, your unique story and your universal connection. It is a feeling of inner resonance, as if all the notes of your being are finally playing in perfect, soulful tune. This isn't a fleeting happiness, but a deep, abiding contentment that stems from living in alignment with the truth of who you are, free from the illusions that once obscured your radiant, dynamic self. It is the silent symphony of an integrated soul. We have journeyed far, from the surface of perceived personality to the profound depths of the collective unconscious, guided by the wisdom of Carl Jung. We've seen how the persona, the shadow, and the archetypes all play their part in the grand illusion and the greater truth of who we are. We've touched upon the peace and wholeness that comes from integrating these parts, from embracing the dynamic, ever-unfolding nature of the self. Now, as the path gently opens before you, I leave you with a final, lingering question, an invitation to continue this exploration long after our time together fades. Close your eyes for a moment, and look within. Beyond the roles you play, beyond the feelings you hide, beyond the labels you've been given or given yourself. What hidden stories lie within your own soul, waiting to be discovered? What dormant potentials yearn for expression? What ancient wisdom whispers just beneath the surface of your everyday awareness? The adventure of your true self is an ongoing one, rich with mystery and meaning. The answers are not out there, but deeply, profoundly, within. We have journeyed through the intricate tapestry of the psyche, guided by Carl Jung, to explore the illusion of personality and the profound reality of the self. We've seen that true personality is not a static label, but a dynamic, ever-unfolding story, a sacred process of becoming. As our exploration comes to a close, the true adventure has only just begun for you. My final invitation is simple: dare to look within. Dare to be curious. What hidden stories lie within your own soul, waiting to be discovered? What dormant potentials yearn for expression? What ancient wisdom whispers just beneath the surface of your everyday awareness? Let these questions linger like a beautiful melody, guiding your steps. Embrace the wonder of your own inner landscape, knowing that the most profound journey you will ever take is the one into the depths of your own being. May this understanding spark a lifelong curiosity and a deep, abiding connection to the radiant, mysterious, and truly unique self that is waiting to be fully lived. The answers, the meaning, the wholeness, they are all within you. Go forth and discover.